Hello, everyone, and welcome you all to the first chapter of the Essential ChatGPT Gemini Daily Midjourney and Stable Diffusion tutorial. So now, as we are just getting started, I'll be giving you guys an introduction about artificial intelligence, okay? Like what ChatGPT is, what Gemini, DALL-E, or Midjourney, or Stable Diffusion is. We'll be learning about that. And more of that, we will learn what an artificial intelligence is. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So the topic is Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. Okay. And the first thing we are going to look around over here is what is artificial intelligence? So on top, you guys can see these are the topics that we are going to talk about. So the first one is ChatGPT. And after that, that is Gemini, which is another AI-based software. There we have DALL-E, which is by OpenAI as well, like ChatGPT, and DALL-E is under the same parent company, which is Open.ai. Okay, and also we do have Midjourney, then we have the Stable Diffusion, which is by the Stability.ai. So these are few of the companies. Now let's see what is this basic hype about artificial intelligence, how it actually helps you uh, in today's world, or how you can actually get started, what is the use, what it is basically, okay? So, what is artificial intelligence? So, artificial intelligence is the science of making machines that can think like humans. Okay. So, AI is basically a science which makes machines that can think like humans. Okay. So, just by this simple understanding, this is all about the AI. Okay. So, they're trying to make a machine which actually thinks like a human being. Let's say if you're talking with the machine, then you will think that, okay, I'm talking with a human being, because the responses towards your response will be quite natural, like how a human being answers you. Let's say you are talking with your friend and you ask your friend some question, and the way he answers you, okay, so that is the same way they're trying to make a machine which can actually think like a human and respond to you like a human as well. Okay, so this is quite amazing. So it can also do things that are considered smart. Okay, so what do you mean by this particular thing? Let's say once you're talking with your friend or you're talking with a human being, let's say them, if he is an English professor, okay, and if you ask him some complex question about history, he might not know as well. But why it is called smart? Because any question that you ask over here, they will try to give you a accurate answer. Maybe it won't be 100% accurate, but it will try to maintain a 90 to 100% of accuracy. Okay, so what it does is, let's say you're using AI. So they're collecting all the responses or all the questions that are being asked. And once you're communicating, they actually store all of those and they actually better your experience day by day. Let's say the way how today the artificial intelligence works, maybe after 10 years, your experience using artificial intelligence will increase to a lot next level. Okay, so AI technology can process large amount of data in ways unlike human. So AI is basically artificial intelligence. So this particular technology basically can process a large amount of data or an input in a way unlike humans. Okay, so for humans we do actually process data in a different way, but here AI basically stores and basically processes a large amount of data in a very mannered way. Okay, So they do store all of your data. They actually understand that how you're trying to speak, what questions are you going to ask, what are the possible responses that they can give you. Okay, they do have solution mostly for all of your problems. Okay, so if you sometimes if they don't know the exact thing, they'll just give you some generalized answer as well. Okay, so like humans. So that is the thing. So the goal for artificial intelligence is to be able to do things such as they want to recognize different kind of patterns, and let's say they also want to make decisions, and also they want to have the judgment like humans. Okay, so let's say if you do want to make any decisions, let's say you do give all your pros and cons, and after that you can ask AI that what should you do. Sometimes we are confused for taking any decision of ourselves. So basically, for asking as a friend, you guys can ask artificial intelligence itself, and by assessing the whole scenario and understanding your whole thing, they will give you a positive or a negative response. The way you actually make artificial intelligence understand that what you're going through. Okay, so this is quite an interesting topic which we are going to learn. Okay, so now let's see about different companies who work with artificial intelligence and what all you can basically do now in today's world with those kind of softwares or with those kind of applications. So the first application what we're gonna learn about is the Chat GPT. Okay, so Chat GPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot that uses natural language processing, okay, which is NLP. So basically, it helps you to create human-like conversational dialogue. So ChatGPT is a software by the Open AI company, which is open.ai. If you search in your search engine, you guys will be able to see that as well. Okay. And basically, this artificial intelligence model works on the natural language processing, okay, which is NLP. So let's say they try to understand and they try to respond you how a human will respond to you as well. Okay, so if you're asking them any question, they will try to interact with you as you are just chatting with any of your friends. So it actually helps you to create human-like conversational dialogue. And what happens? The language model can respond to questions and compose various written content, including articles, social media posts, essays, code, and emails. Okay. So if you ask ChatGPT that, okay, give me 100 words essay on current affairs. Okay, in that case, they can basically provide you with a written content. And let's say if you ask them any question like, where is the river Nile in the world, or what is the longest river in the world? So they can ask you, or they can answer you those questions like a human does. Okay, and also it helps you to create various written content. Let's say write me a letter regarding this particular thing or regarding my resignation in the company. So they'll be providing you with some written content as well, and you can actually take help from ChatGPT for writing different kind of articles on. If you do want to post different social medias, you guys can do that. Here I have already told you guys about essays, and also you guys can basically generate codes in ChatGPT as well. Let's say if you do need a Python code. Okay, you guys can just write in your simple language that can you give me a code for creating a shape in Python. So they'll be giving you that code, but don't think that once I learn ChatGPT, I will be able to code like a advanced or professional as well. Okay, so they'll be providing you with some code. But the thing is, you should have the understanding of how coding works and where all you do have to put out this code. If you do want to make any changes, how you will be able to do that. Okay. So make sure that you do have a vast understanding about coding. So artificial intelligence doesn't replace you as a coder. Okay. It just helps you to save a lot of time in your coding. So you need to understand that basic difference between helping and replacing. So that's what artificial intelligence is made of, and it is actually helping us a lot in our daily to-day works. And also it actually helps you to generate emails as well. Let's say you do want to generate an email for a particular person regarding anything. Okay, you guys can come here and you guys can just tell them to generate you an email. Let it be for a personal issue or let it be for a professional issue. You guys can actually use chat gpt for that. So yeah, I hope you guys have got a basic idea about what ChatGPT is. So the next thing what we are going to learn about is the Gemini. So Gemini is also kind of similar like ChatGPT, which also uses the natural language processing option. Okay, so Gemini is a powerful artificial intelligence model from Google. Okay, so it is an artificial intelligence model by Google, which Gemini previously was known as Bird or Google Bird, which we can say, and also it helps you to understand text, images, and videos and audios. Okay, so it basically understand if you just put any text. Okay, it will try to understand that text. If you give any images, it tries to understand that image. If you put out any video or any kind of audio, it tries to understand and it tries to decode that particular thing for you. Okay, so this is a software by Google. As for ChatGPT, it is a software by the open.ai. So as a multimodal model, Gemini is described as capable of completing a complex task in math. Okay, if you do give them some complex task in math, Gemini will be able to solve that. If you just give them any equation on any type of problems in physics and in other areas, it actually tries to understand your question, it decodes that accordingly and tries to fulfill your need as well. Okay, and also understanding and generating high quality code in various programming language. So as I was telling that you guys can use chat gpt to generate different kind of codes. So the same thing is done over here in Gemini as well. So it basically generates you high quality code in various programming language. So there is Python, there is Node.js, there is HTML, CSS. So you guys can actually generate code properly. Let's say if you just give a description in simple language to your PC, it tries to understand what you're trying to say and it generates the outcome accordingly. So that is the usage of Gemini, which we will learn later once we move deeper into our classes. And the next point right over here is DALL-E. So DALL-E is basically a software by OpenAI, and DALL-E is an artificial intelligence model that can generate images. Okay, so DALL-E is such a software that it helps you to generate images when you feed it textual descriptions. So if I just tell you guys an example, and on the right hand side of my screen, if you guys can see that I do have a lot of skyscrapers. So over here, let's say if I do want to generate the same kind of image, what I can do is I can go to DALL-E and over there I can just type that I want an image which have a lot of skyscrapers with timing in the evening. Okay, so it kind of looks like that, my image. So you guys will get a lot of these images, and from there you guys can choose, or let's say once you have that image, you guys can also give more commands. Let's say I want to select this particular image, but I want to increase the contrast, or I want to increase the size of the building. So you guys can give those commands, and basically what will happen over here is it will just give you the outcome accordingly. So to accomplish this, it basically translate billions of text bits. Okay, so it try to translate a billions of text bits from the internet into an abstraction of stored information, which is then uses as a reference tool of describable things for generating those images. So it actually helps you to generate images by decoding different kind of text bits over here. And for the first time, this DALI has was introduced in the year of 2021. So DALI has seen continuous updates as it has become increasingly popular. So as I've told you, once you use this artificial intelligence, let's say if you're using it for 10 years, the experience will better. Okay, because it also tries to understand and it is trying to understand the human psychology, how we actually respond to people, how it actually works, and how it is useful. So maybe in the next generation, we can also basically have more usage of these AI platforms. So Delhi has been more continuous updates and it has become increasingly popular. And Delhi learns a latent space representation of images, allowing it to generate high quality and varied images. Okay, so it actually learns a latent space representation of images, which we need to keep in our mind. So now let's go to the next software, which is the Midjourney. Okay, so Midjourney is kind of similar like DALI. It also helps you to generate images. So Midjourney is a generative artificial intelligence program, and also it is a service which created and hosted by the San Francisco-based independent research lab Midjourney Inc. So this Midjourney software is a San Francisco-based independent research lab where their company name is Midjourney Inc. Okay, so they do created this particular generative artificial intelligence program, and which actually helps to generate images from natural language descriptions. So the same thing we do have saw in DALI. Let's say if I do want an image with flower, so I can just type, I need a image of a white flower with a bit of red petals on the side. Okay, so if I just search this one, AI will try to understand what I'm trying to say them, and they will be actually creating a stunning image according to my description. Okay, so it actually helps you to create images as well, same like DALI. And this natural language description are actually called prompts. Okay, so in a way, there is some ways of how you will be able to apply those. So these things are known as prompt, which is similar to OpenAI's DALI and Stability AI's Stable Diffusion. Okay, so we will talk about Stable Diffusion, and you guys have got an idea as well. Like Stable Diffusion is uh their parent company is Stability AI, and also it helps you to generate images. So it is one of the technologies of the AI boom. Okay, so this is quite an amazing technology of this AI generation. And lastly, we are going to talk about over here is Stable Diffusion. So Stable Diffusion is software by the Stability uh, dot AI. So Stable Diffusion is basically a generative artificial intelligence, okay? Or you can also call it as the generative AI. And that model basically produces unique photorealistic images from text and image prompts. Okay, let's say if you do want to create some realistic images, or let's say you want to create some image art, in that case it will just decode your text and it will just give you that image prompt, and from there you guys can just choose one and basically work in detail in that particular image. So originally this Stable Diffusion was launched in the year of 2022, and besides images you can also use the model to create different kind of videos and also different animations as well. So the main thing in stable diffusion is creating images, but beside that also, you guys can create this particular model to create different videos and different kind of animations. So this particular AI model is based on diffusion technology and it uses latent space. And this significantly reduces processing requirements and you can run the model on desktop if you do have a desktop or if you do have a laptop which is basically equipped with a GPU. Okay, so if your particular laptop or if your particular PC doesn't come with a dedicated graphics card, in that case sometimes it might be very hard for you to use stable diffusion. Okay, but I'll show you guys some ways of if you do have a PC where it is not of a high config, in that case how you will be able to use the stable diffusion. So stable diffusion can be fine-tuned to meet your specific needs with as little as 5 images through transfer learning. Okay, so we'll be learning about that and the stable diffusion, then DALI, then Midjourney. So these three particular websites are actually subscription based, or you need to buy their service. But the same place, ChatGPT and Gemini, those are free. Okay, they do have their pro version as well, but the work you guys can do using the free version is quite amazing as well. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys to have got up and better idea about how this artificial intelligence basically works. So I do have given you guys an introduction to artificial intelligence. I have also given you guys some small knowledge about the softwares what we are going to learn, which is stable diffusion. There is Gemini, there is ChatGPT, there is Midjourney and Delhi. So I hope to see you all in the next chapter where we'll be learning more about artificial intelligence, and we are getting started with ChatGPT first, and we will continue throughout this particular class. So I hope to see you all. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone.